What would you do if a dog started barking at something that wasn't there? Not just barking, but losing control, like it could see something you couldn't. And what if that something only appeared at the exact same time every night? I've always been a skeptical person. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in anything paranormal. But after what happened to me a few weeks ago, I don't feel as confident anymore. Because I stayed in a house where nothing made sense, and something down there didn't want to be found. My friend Steve asked me to watch his dog for the weekend while he and his wife went out of town. Their kids were away too, so the house would be completely empty except for me and the dog. The house itself was massive, sitting far away from any neighbors, surrounded by nothing but silence. At first, it felt peaceful. Almost too peaceful. The kind of silence that makes you feel like you're the only person left in the world.
That first night was normal. I watched movies, ate snacks, and relaxed. Around 9 p.m., Steve texted me joking about the house feeling creepy at night. I laughed it off. I wasn't the type to get scared. I went to bed around 1 a.m., with the dog sleeping beside me. Everything felt calm, safe, completely normal. Until something woke me up. At exactly 3:21 in the morning, I woke up to loud barking. Not normal barking. This was aggressive, non-stop, like the dog was panicking. I rushed downstairs and found him in the kitchen, staring at the basement door. His fur was standing up. His body stiff. He wasn't just barking, he was terrified. I tried to calm him down, but he wouldn't listen. His eyes were locked on that door. When I reached for the handle, he completely lost control. Running, barking, almost like he was trying to warn me. That's when I started thinking, what if someone was actually down there? I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and slowly opened the door. The dog ran up to the entrance, but refused to go down. He just stood there, growling. I turned on the light and walked down the stairs alone, checking every corner, every shadow, but there was nothing there. No person. No movement. Just silence. But something felt wrong. The basement was freezing. Not just cold, unnaturally cold. I had been down there before, and it was never like that. Still, I convinced myself it was nothing. I went back upstairs. Eventually, the dog calmed down. And the rest of the night passed, quietly. The next day, everything felt normal again. The dog acted like nothing happened. At one point, I even went back into the basement, and the temperature was completely normal. No cold. No strange feeling. It was like the night before never happened. That night, it happened again. Same time. Same barking. But this time, it was worse. When I touched the door handle, the dog didn't bark. He started crying. Whimpering. Like he knew something I didn't. I went downstairs again, and this time, the air smelled awful. And things had moved. Chairs knocked over. Pictures fallen. But nothing else disturbed. By morning, everything was gone. The smell, gone. The mess, gone. The dog walked into the basement like nothing ever happened. When my friend came back, he told me something that still bothers me. The dog used to do this when he was younger, barking at that same door, for no reason. But it stopped years ago. Until that weekend. And now I keep asking myself, what was down there, that only showed up at night, and disappeared before anyone else could see it? What would you do, if someone knocked on your door late at night, and when you looked outside, there was no one there? And what if the next time, they spoke to you, in a child's voice, asking to be let in, like they already belonged there? I used to think strange noises were easy to explain. But after what happened in that apartment, I stopped opening doors without thinking twice. This happened a few years ago, right after I moved into a new apartment. It was a clean, quiet place, and the people there were friendly. It felt safe, like the kind of place where nothing bad ever happens. I was on the ground floor, with a window facing the courtyard. At first, everything felt normal. Peaceful. Like a fresh start. A few months in, I started hearing something strange at night. It sounded like running in the hallway outside my apartment. Fast, light footsteps. I checked through the peephole once, but no one was there. I told myself it didn't matter. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe it was just the building settling. I ignored it. Then one night, I woke up to a different sound. Giggling. Right outside my bedroom window. It sounded like children laughing softly in the dark. I tapped on the glass and told them to be quiet. The giggling stopped, for a moment. Then I heard something else. A soft tapping, coming from the other side of the window. I pulled the curtain open quickly, but there was no one there. Just an empty courtyard. No footsteps. No movement. Nothing. I remember standing there for a few seconds, trying to make sense of it. But eventually, I convinced myself it was just kids messing around. Even though I had never seen any kids in the building. A few days later, I got a message from the apartment manager asking me to come to the office. When I got there, something felt off. She locked the door behind me and spoke quietly. A security guard sat next to me. Then they showed me something from the cameras, something I wish I never saw. The footage showed the hallway outside my apartment. Around 2 in the morning, 2 small figures walked up to my door. They looked like children. They stood right in front of the door, very close. And then, nothing. When the footage was sped up, they didn't move. Not even slightly. Just standing there, for nearly 10 minutes. After a while, one of them reached for the doorknob and tried to open it. You could see it clearly. They kept trying, but the door didn't move. Then suddenly, they walked away. Calmly. Like nothing had happened. But the strangest part, they never showed up on any other camera. About a week later, it happened again. This time, I was awake. I heard the doorknob slowly moving. I walked up to the door and told them to leave. Then I heard it. A small voice, soft and quiet. "Mom, we're home, please let us in." I froze. I looked through the peephole, and saw 2 small figures, standing still. The voice came again, more desperate this time. Asking to be let in. Then they started laughing. The doorknob shook harder. One of them hit the door. And then, silence. When I looked again, they were gone. Later, the manager told me something strange. The previous tenant had children, and something bad happened. She didn't explain. But she warned me. This wasn't a prank. And to this day, I still don't understand how those children got inside, or where they went. What would you do, if someone started leaving you messages, without ever showing themselves? At first, they seem kind, almost comforting. But then, they start to feel personal. Too personal. And one day, you realize, they've been watching you the whole time. I used to think I was alone in my own space. After this, I wasn't so sure anymore. About 10 years ago, I was working a simple retail job. Life felt routine, almost boring. One day, as I was leaving work, I noticed a bright pink sticky note on my car door. I pulled it off and read it. It said something kind, wishing me a good day. It made me smile. It felt harmless. The next day, there was another note. Then another. Each one friendly. Positive. It felt like someone was trying to make my day better. I didn't think of it as strange. I actually liked it. It felt like someone out there noticed me, even if I didn't know who they were. After a few days, I decided to respond. I left a note back. Something simple, a little playful. When I came back to my car later, there was a reply waiting for me. They were responding. Whoever it was, they were watching closely enough to see my note. The notes turned into a kind of back and forth conversation. It even became a little flirtatious. I didn't know who it was, but I didn't feel threatened. It felt like a harmless game. Something small to break the routine of everyday life. Then one morning, on my day off, I walked outside my house, and saw a pink note on my car. At home. My heart dropped. Slowly, I walked closer and read it. You look cute when you're sleeping. That's when everything changed. This wasn't a game anymore. I tried to convince myself it was someone from work. It had to be. But the notes kept coming, and they started to change. They became more aggressive. More demanding. It felt like whoever was writing them wasn't happy anymore. One night, I woke up suddenly. I thought I heard something. A small noise, like movement somewhere in the house. I grabbed a bat and walked into the hallway. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I stood there, looking into the darkness, feeling like I wasn't alone. The next morning, I walked into the kitchen, and froze. A pink sticky note was on the fridge. Inside my house. It said, "You can't keep me away." Every door was locked. Every window closed. No sign of anyone breaking in. But someone had been inside. I changed the locks. I stayed somewhere else for a while. And eventually, everything stopped. For months, nothing happened. Until one day, I found one last note on my door. "I guess you don't want to play anymore." After that, silence. But sometimes I still think about that night, standing in the hallway, realizing there were places someone could hide, just out of sight. Close enough to watch me, without ever being seen.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you on next videos. Till then, goodbye.